Let's see, the way I got involved in the film was pretty simple. The assistant director for a show that I was doing, a production show, gave me a call and said, there's a guy that's interested in having you read or be a part of his film. And I just said, okay, give him my number, have him call me, and that turned out to be Keith Mosier, the director. Gave me a call, said, had a film, was interested in having me read or be a part of, and I said, you know, send me the script. It's always about the script. You know, give me a script. He told me a little bit about the film, Keith did, and a little bit about himself, which was pretty ironic, all the things that happened, the way that the people that Keith knew and how he knew them and all of those things. But he sent the script, read the script, and you know, it was an 80-page script at first. Now I can't remember if there were more pages added, were there more scenes added to that. But it was 80 pages, which was about 40 pages shy of an original script. But what I read, I thought was really cool. The character that he had discussed me playing, Tony Revario, it was a mobster character, and it's like, you know, I try to get away from the mobster characters too often, but this one was really funny. I mean, it was a really culty film, and I told him I'd love to do it, and that's pretty much where it all started. I guess, you know, it's hard to say when you read a script. It's the whole body of work that kind of draws you in. It's the story first. I thought it was a really cool story, and then you know the first thing you look at as an actor is the character that you're playing. It had some really funny dialogue, some really funny scenes between the supporting characters or the characters that were involved in the scenes with the character that I was going to play. But I think in general the story was amazing. You know, David and Keith, they came up with a great concept. It was a great story, and I just, you know, as I read it, I laughed. I was intrigued. I couldn't believe some of the stuff that I was reading. You know, it's that bizarre combination of, you know, the Pulp Fiction, Sin City, the kind of stuff that I really love, the Quentin Tarantino and the Rodriguez stuff. It had all those elements in it, and you know, a great opportunity to do it on a level here in Vegas. It was nice. One Long Day is really just about revenge, you know. That's in one word, it's about revenge. The story is about a guy named Tony Revario. He's the crime boss. It's the character I play. He sends his two henchmen out to kind of break a thumb or two on a Chinese guy named Ching for late payment. He's an accountant that owes him money. Turns out the two henchmen go to the wrong house, rough up the wrong guy, kill the wrong guy's dog, and from that day, from that moment on and continuing out throughout the day, because it is all one day, that wrong guy, Gruff, our main character, he goes out looking for revenge and does a pretty good job at it. He's a crime boss, old school. He'd like to think he's a lot bigger and more well-off than he really is. The character's kind of a cross between De Niro in Analyze This and Tony Soprano, with a pet shop owner mixed in there somehow. You know, he's old school. He's got a little operation going. He's not smart enough to hire smart enough people to do the job right. But smart enough to keep the business going and keep people running around. He's a good guy, but you don't want to cross him, piss him off. He's not afraid to do what he has to do, but you know, he's an interesting character. He's got a lot of different levels. You know, he's got the people working for him that are as down and dirty as the business that he's in. Not the brightest, not the sharpest tools in the shack, so there's always a problem. Whatever they go out and do, they do it wrong. Whatever he asks them to do, they do something different or forget to do it. Particularly his nephew, Vinny, played by Rob, guy's just out to lunch all the time, and then you got Rocco, who's off the cuff all the time. So it's a tough combination of people to get anything done. To take one step forward, you go 5 steps backwards, fix all that crap, and then you got to go forward. And so his management style is simply taking care of everything as it comes, and it does come. Gruff is a machine, man. How would I describe him from the eyes of me or from the eyes of of Tony Revario.
Probably Tony.
From the eyes of Tony Revario, man, he's scary, man. This guy's on the loose. He hears about him, and every time he sends his guys out to take care of him, they come back more beat up than the first time. I mean, until the culmination of the film when they actually meet, you know, and face off, the Tony character Tony and Gruff. The guy has got bullets in his head, his arms are broken, he's got knives, blood, you know, he's completely drenched in blood, yet he's still standing there, you know, trying to seek his revenge. And, you know, Tony's been around a lot of things in his lifetime, growing up as a hood and a thug, but nothing like this, you know. Guy's, you know, unstoppable, a machine, non-human. The dynamic duo. Again, you know, you asked me what intrigued me into the to be part of the movie. These are just some of the things, you know. These characters are just so well written and just so cool. Rebecca, Nikki Scars, what a great girl she is. I mean, just got the most beautiful tattoos all over her body. She's a really cool chick and wears this tight leather spandexy thing or whatever it is. She's very cool character, very iconic. And her partner in crime, husband, boyfriend, freaky lover, I don't really know what you describe, Tommy Cans, played by Chris Gabriel, but you know, they're a team, the Torture Twins. They are turned on by torture and blood and guts, and they work for me, which is fine. Now, you always got to have a good torture team on your side, or should I say on Tony's side. When you're a crime boss, you got to have people that are willing to go out and get some information when you need it. But the two of them together are fantastic. I mean, it's such an odd couple, but I think that's what makes really things pretty funny. What you want to do as an experienced person is to try to guide that director through certain things, but you have to really be careful, I believe, because what you might be doing is screwing up genius, because you never know. You know, experienced people walk down a hallway, they're going to go through certain doors that they've been schooled to go down. A non-experienced person is going to open up a different door or two. Now, unless you know that door is a cliff that is going to fall off and die, you tell them, but otherwise you let them go down some doors and you never know what they come up with. Sometimes it's great. You know, you can't get in the way, you can't over help. You let them go in and do it. And I guarantee you, Keith, his learning curve is basically shot to the moon. But you know, again, my hat's off to him. He did a great job with everything he had, doing it all for basically nothing, which makes it even more difficult. But I think in the end of the day, he knew what he wanted. He knew when he looked into the monitor if he was getting that scene and that shot, and if not, you know, we accomplished it. But I loved working with him, and again, my hat is off to him. And I hope he hears that and will hire me in his next film. Right, Keith? I think Keith kind of created something in David that I think in the long run will be around for quite some time. Kind of like a Reservoir Dog type of deal. It's a really cool concept, some really cool characters, and thanks to Jason, it looks really good too. So that's it. Go see it. Go see the movie.